So this 2018 Hilux truck 2.7 liters was brought into my office today with a complaint that the gauge never changes position. No matter how much fuel they bought, it stayed stuck on empty tank. So that's it. It doesn't change position no matter how much you fill the tank. Presently it has almost full tank in it. So what I'm going to be doing right now is try to scan it with the computer and do an actuation test to see if the problem isn't from the instrument cluster itself. If it isn't from the instrument cluster, then we'll know that the gauge has a problem. So for now, we'll try to scan it. So I have my system now set up. We're gonna plug it to the car, then we can see what it does. So click connect to vehicle, let it load up. So it has loaded up. This is a 2017 Toyota Hilux 2T RFE engine. Next. So these are all the systems that are available here. So I need to come straight to this combination meter and see what is going on. Do an actuation test in this combination meter and see exactly what is going on. If this meter reacts to the control in the computer system, then I believe that there is nothing. You can see this is the fault code there. Fuel sender open detected. That's the fault code on the combination meter, and then we have also another fault code there, open in turn signal circuit. So we are going to check them out and see. Let's do an actuation test, active data list. So this is it. Let's see, fuel meter operation, let it load up. So you can see this is the off and on. While I control it here, I should see this guy moving. So let me try and see. I controlled it, it's on empty. Controlled it. Do you see it's raising? That's a quarter tank. Controlling it. Let me bring this up. Yeah, so I'm trying to bring the, so you guys will see what I'm doing here. You can see my arrow key. So you can see it's showing empty there, warming. So that's a quarter tank. You can see the gauge is moving. That's a half tank. That's almost full. That's full. That's a sign that the instrument cluster is working. And from the fault code we got there, it's a sign that the problem is from the fuel sending unit. So yeah, after a hectic day's work, we've been able to bring down the tank, and we'll take out the fuel gauge very soon. But there's something I need to show you guys. If you want to test if the problem is the fuel gauge or the instrument cluster without a computer, this is how you do it. You need the flexible wire like this to check it out. So this is how you do it. When you've unplugged this socket without anything plugged into it, you should have your gauge on empty. But immediately you short these two pins here, this one here, and this one, the gauge should start going up. Let me show you. So you short these two terminals here. So immediately you shorten these two terminals like this. Immediately you short these two terminals like this. The gauge should immediately be going up. So open this up now, and this is what I discovered. Look at this. This isn't how it should be. Look how it's coming out. This whole assembly has scattered. I don't know which work was done on this car before, but this whole assembly has scattered. So it will be better that we get the complete fuel gauge unit, which will be very expensive. The whole gauge, the whole unit is what we are getting. This isn't what it looks like. This is what it should be like. This isn't what it should be like at all. You can see it's just held by a little strand here. Meanwhile, it should be with the whole gauge. This is bad. I'll put up a picture of what it should look like. This is really bad. This is not what it should look like. So taking a closer look at it, you can see this is the gauge, and this is where these two wires are supposed to be. Look at it. These two wires they've snapped out, and these are the gauge wires. They've snapped out. So the fuel gauge is bad. Even the fuel unit, this isn't what it should look like. It should be steady. It should be standing together. It should be together. So we are getting the complete unit. And I'm looking at some constructions inside. I don't know who did this, but I think this is a poor job. We are getting this whole unit. That's what we are getting, guys. So I've been able to get another fuel pump complete unit. So this is the I was not able to get a new one because the new one was very expensive, so I went to get a used one, and they've tested it and the pressure was okay, and it's pretty fairly new, not so used like that. It's very okay. So let me put it side by side the old one here. I will take it out so you guys will see the difference here. You can see how this one is. You can see all the retainers are off. Let me bring it out. See, look at it. It's supposed to be together. You can see all the retainers are off. I can see this is the gauge wire. They've snapped. They are no longer where they're supposed to be. You can see. And look at the whole spring that was supposed to keep it in place are all off. So putting it side by side, look at it. You can see this. Look at the gauge wire, the ones that snapped initially. Look at this one now. You can see this one is standing. All the whole frames are together, rigid. But look at this one here. You can see this one. Everything is just apart. So hence we just had to replace it. Right now I'm going to do a quick test. I'm going to plug the socket wire to this place here, turn on the ignition and raise this lever here. It should be moving in sync with the gauge inside the instrument cluster. Let me go ahead and do it so we'll see what's going on. Let me show you guys. So raising it up like this. This is about half tank. It should be on half right now. It should be on half. Yeah, you can see it there. Then raising it down to full tank. It should be on full. Gradually returning it to about almost full. That's what you should do. Coming down, equally the same thing. Coming here, should return, then drop. So in as much as it has responded in sync like that, that simply means that the gauge is working properly. It's working excellently well. So we'll put everything together and have the car started. That's a fix. Thank you guys. So I've locked everything in place. Look at arrow for arrow there, and the fuel hose, this big one goes to the fuel side, while the small hose goes to the return side. So it's time for me to raise this car up and mount the tank. Yep. So I've put everything back in place. Everything is now in place. The tank is in. So this time for judgment. And let's see this. You can see the tank is on empty now. Obviously I've not poured fuel into this tank, so I'm going to pour fuel into it and we'll see what's going to happen. This is the fuel I'm putting in. These are about it's not full. These are about 20 liters of fuel. I'm going to pour it into the tank and we'll see if it responds here. So I'm passing the fuel in now, and we'll see what response we get from the gauge inside. You can see it's going down there. So this is it. That's about 20 liters in it, and the gauge has risen up. So this is a simple fix. And the indicator light that wasn't working, I've already fixed that as well. And I believe this is a successful fix. And thank you guys for watching.
Lucas.